Where's the car? It's
gone.
Hey, how's it going? Welcome back. Pew pew. Today, on this little update, we're going to be talking about how our mechanical systems have been put together. But before that, we have something. There was something that oh yeah, that's where it is. We're testing, right? That's what we're doing. Yeah, that'd be cool. They just hand me like, what do you do?
Hey, guy.
And all of us should have hard access. I mean, you can do that. So currently we need to debug why the accelerator doesn't move the wheels forwards and backwards.
Must right now? It'll click. There you go. Look, Mod, kind of, sort of, no hands. The car moves, and it moves because we tell it to, not because there's a human in there. But no, is that the same thing? Basically, now we have a computer that we have to sort of walk along beside it. We can input some key commands just like we have a game controller. Now the car does its own thing, and that's exactly what we want. That means two things. That means our mechanical and our electrical system both function exactly how I want it to. So, let's get into the nitty-gritty of our mechanicals first. Okay, here is how it works, right? Anytime you want to make a robotic system, you generally need to have, well, that's that, no, that's out of focus. Yep, come right, this thing, yep, right here. You adjust your two, that's better. Okay, so every time you want to do something technical with robots, you need three things, right? You need a mechanical system, you need an electrical system, and you need a software system, right? And all these three things work together, kind of like this. of true engineering. All right, but each of these have their own separate sections, right? So specifically for our vehicle, you could say that the mechanical bit runs into steering, acceleration, brakes. Right? That's pretty straightforward. Nice and easy, whatever. But you gotta make these things, right? So basically how we decided to do these in this way. Let's talk about acceleration first, because acceleration turns out was digital. So that means that basically we don't have to do anything with that. It's a completely digital signal. We're not gonna worry about that. Our brakes and our steering is a little bit different. So for our steering, right, you have your wheels like this, and your wheels need to turn. You need a rotational element here to rotate a rack in order to rotate the wheels. So this has to turn. So the question is, how do you do that? The easy solution is you take a gear and a motor. Oh man, look at that great gear, high quality, top art. And then this gear turns because we tell it to turn, and then it turns the thing. And you have steering. Whoa, nice and easy. Not really, because what if you want the car to be controlled by you? So in that case, that means that you need to have a way for this gear to detach itself. And we've done that using what we like to call a 4-bar. Whoa, yeah, whoa, look at that. It's 4 bars. That's what it is. It's four bars. 4. So here's why we decided to choose to use a 4-bar, right? Our 4-bar allows us to do 2 interesting things, which for us was the most beneficial. The first thing was that it allowed us to move from position 1 to position 2. Position 1 being here is this gear. Oh man, what a great gear. And position 2 being here's the shaft, and here's the gear. It's not touching the shaft, so we can disengage it. That's what the 4-bar allows us to make this kind of simple movement in a compact fashion. And the third thing that the 4-bar can let us do is that it locks in place, so that when the gear is touching the shaft like this, right, then the gear is effectively sort of stuck in this position and can't move. And that's exactly what we want. So there are 4 parts to a 4-bar. There's a ground, obviously, which counts as 1 bar. There's a crank, which counts as another bar. And there's a follower, which counts as a 3rd bar. So 1, 2, 3. You'll never guess it. This 4th bar is called the 4th bar. And anyway, when the crank rotates itself, the follower follows in whatever direction it's supposed to be following. It could be either. And the 4-bar itself moves. So for example, if I were to move this here, then this would probably be here, and we'd have some kind of weird dumb 4th bar that looks like this, which gives 2 unique positions that we need. Now, there comes a time when inside the 4-bar, the 4-bar will do something that we call a lock. In this situation, right, you have your ground and you have your crank follower with 4th bar. Now all the forces are going like this, which means that there is no force this way and no force this way. And we call this a lock position, right? And as soon as you push it in one direction, then the thing will pop out, and it won't be locked anymore. But this, if you can hold it in this position, there's no amount of force that you can put this way, because that will allow this. All right, so this is bar 1, bar 2, bar 3 is the motor, and bar 4 is this plate that we built to attach it to everything, and then this is the gear engagement right here. So basically, when we push this in all the way like that, all the forces are suddenly aligned this way. And in order to allow this thing to toggle itself, there needs to be a force applied here to bring it either this way or that way, right? Currently, we've had this depressed, so that the only force that can really be applied is a force in this direction, because of the way the 4-bar works. And in that case, since this is stuck here, you can't push that in any further. It's stuck. You can't move it. It's not gonna budge. That's what we want, because we don't want our car to suddenly go pop. It disengages. Now you're stuck free rolling somewhere. The car can't move, and you don't know what to do, and everyone's freaking out. It's like, fire! Oh no! And then for our braking system, it was kind of pretty simple. We knew we had a brake pedal like this, and the brake pedal rotates kind of in this direction on this pivot. So it'll do kind of a thing, and all we need to do is press it down. In order to do that, we just need to push something in, right? But the weird part about this is our car sort of doesn't have something nice that we can mount, something straight that does this sort of linear motion. So instead, what we really have is we have something that's angled like this that gives us a weird angled motion that kind of sort of misses the brake. It's kind of, they don't touch. So how we got over that is a very simple solution. We designed this joint here in order to do the pushing on the brake pedal. So that's kind of how that works. Main design points of that basically have been safety, so that if you need to engage the steering for one reason, you just have to pull it out really nice and easy. And if you need to brake, you can also press the brake pedal in on your own without the motor being actuated. And functionality, so that we make sure they work and they work 100%. And that's very normal for most cars that can drive themselves. They have something along the lines that is attached. Usually they don't do it like we do it. We did it this way because we have a car. It just came with that. We couldn't put our own brakes in, so it's just we gotta modify it in our own very special, unique way. So next time we're gonna go more in depth about our electrical systems. There's a lot to talk about there between our custom circuit, our 3 versions of our custom circuit. There's a lot to go over, and then we can talk a little bit more about communications and sort of how that works and how our controls are going, all that stuff, and we'll start to making all the pieces put together fit in this puzzle. Oh, English is hard. Anyway, stick around, stay tuned. If you like this, leave a subscribe. Tell me what I should go into more detail on. I could start making those videos as my time starts to free up, as school starts to end and I start to graduate and move on to the next stage of life that I'm not really prepared for. Anyway, see you next time.